I am such a fruit fan. Many of you know on my channel that I'm raw vegan, and fruit is what makes up the majority of my diet, so I'm not eating cakes and pastries and processed things. Fruit is one of the few ways I get to explore with new tastes and textures and actually old favorite flavors. I used to think all of these flavors were man-made, the things that we associate with cookies and cakes and candies. But I'm realizing they are now flavors that you can find in nature, just like humbly growing on a tree. I didn't grow up in the tropics. I'm really fortunate to be here now, but I know what it's like to be on the other side, to not have the availability of fruit and even the awareness. I mean, when I was growing up, it was just the basics: apples, oranges, bananas, and now in retrospect, I know they were pretty lackluster quality too. So I know that you might not have the availability, so I want to bring you into my world. I want to bring my fruit to you and give you as close to the experience as possible, almost so you can taste them on the other side of your computer there. And we're going to start with peanut butter fruit. These little gems are so interesting. They grow locally here in Hawaii, but are originally from South America. They have a few names, the Latin being Bunchosia glandulifera, and are distantly related to the acerola cherry. The fruit comes from a tree really more like a shrub that can grow approximately 15 to 20 feet. The plant first bears yellow flowers, then green fruit which turn orange, and then red when fully ripe. The plants are easy to grow and low maintenance, however, they don't have tremendous agricultural or commercial value, so they remain rare. One reason you won't find them in many stores is that they're highly perishable. I recommend picking them when they're orange but still hard, so before the birds get to them, set them on the counter and they'll ripen within a day or two. It's when they become deep red in color and soft that they're ready for consumption. Peanut butter fruits are about the size of an olive with that oblong shape but a pointed tip. They are thin-skinned with 1 to 2 seeds, which are fairly large relative to the fruit size. The pulp is dense, it's creamy, slightly sticky. It reminds me in many ways of a cooked sweet potato or an egg fruit, which we'll talk about later. It does taste nutty, a little earthy, slightly sweet, and definitely rich. Star apple, scientifically referred to as Chrysophyllum CAINITO. This has really been my favorite fruit of the year. It's so unique in its texture, taste, and look. I'm super excited to introduce it to you. Native to the Caribbean, star apples can be green or purple and come from a tree that has dark green and golden leaves. In Malayalam, it's actually called swarnapathry, which means golden leaves, referring to the tree, of course. The fruit has many names. In Spanish-speaking countries, it's called CAINITO, in French, pomme de lait, which translates to milk apple. In Vietnam, it's called Vú Sữa, literally milky breast. That really gives you a sense of the supple, sensual sweetness of this sustenance. Their shape is round, plum to apple-sized, and their skin is so wonderfully smooth and flexible, very much like leather. Most people don't realize that the skin is actually edible so long as they are ripe. If they aren't fully ripe, however, you'll encounter a white latex that's terribly astringent to taste. I share this about the skin because it's actually this part of the fruit that's become my favorite part of the eating experience. It's thick, salty, just the right amount of chewy. I recently had one and pinpointed what it reminded me of. The combination of the dense, doughy skin and the milky sweet inside was totally pancakes with whipped cream. As you can see, the cross-section is where the name star apple comes from. Within the beautiful rays, you'll find a few black seeds. The surrounding flesh is translucent. It can be clear white or a mix of white and purple. It's watery like a plum, but smoother and more slippery, kind of like a really soft persimmon or an ABIU if you're familiar with those. The flesh is somewhat like a creamy custard, not too sugary but still notably sweet. The flavor has hints of marshmallow and vanilla. Star apples are a middle ground when it comes to caloric density. At 67 calories per 100 grams, these here are around 100 calories each. You can of course tear them open, bite into them, you can slice them or cut them open and spoon out the liquidy insides too. They are total alien fruit. I find the close-up of their pulp absolutely exquisite. Like a vibrant galaxy of neurons, just total beauties. These are a must-try if you get a chance. Egg fruit. Stunning in its canary yellow, egg fruit is for anyone who enjoys baked goods. It originally comes from the Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador region. The egg fruit tree can grow quite tall, up to 10 meters. The fruit itself will vary in shape and size depending on its cultivar. It's related to the mame sapote and is even sometimes called simply yellow sapote. Scientifically, it's POUTERIA compensiana. Its other common name is Canistel. It's related to the lucuma fruit, which makes sense that it shares in its use for baking. The rich flavor, the sweetness, and the dense texture really lend itself to that palate. When ripe, they'll be soft enough to pull apart. The fruit has a thin, glossy skin that's edible. There is somewhat of a spectrum of ripeness. Some prefer their fruit to be more on the pasty side, others prefer them more ripe and creamy. Depending on the variety, some ripe flesh can get really soft, like whipped potato, while others stay on the cakier side. I'll never forget this extra soft one that I had because it tasted like caramel. The more common varieties have a flavor and texture similar to that of a baked sweet potato, but with a dessert twist, hints of dense cake. The name egg fruit comes not from its taste, but from its texture. It's similar to a hard-boiled egg, pasty, sticky, gooey, creamy. It's incredibly rich. It feels almost indulgent. Most people find that one serving is more than enough. They do represent this calorically, running 139 calories per 100 grams. Overall, a real treat. Were those not incredible? I can't even believe sometimes Mother Nature is such an artist and really a chef. Visually, they're one thing, but the taste is a whole nother level. I really wish I could share that with you. Is it just me? Were those not so beautiful? Comment below on the one that you'd be most interested in sampling. Hi guys, come. Oh, I'm captivated by the beauty. It is never lost on me. They're just jewels, beautiful jewels that we get to go and snatch in this real life video game of life. These will definitely level you up. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. That really helps support me. That helps share this message of fruit and wellness that I'm all about. I'm very much looking forward to sharing more fruit videos with you as the seasons roll on here. And in the meantime, if you want to keep up with me, you can always follow me on Instagram. If you're interested in what a low-fat raw vegan eats when they're not eating mono meals, I will link my book here. It's all just fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs. No oils, no salt, nothing funky like gourmet raw food ingredients, but really great taste and texture, so you're always really satisfied. As always, I am sending so much love and hopefully fruit inspiration your way. I hope you have a great day. That rhymed.